Good evening. You're watching this special edition of Left, Right and Centre, and the big breaking story that we've been bringing you for the last hour or so has been the damaging documents that could seal the fate of Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje. These are documents that the Congress party has just released at a press conference, and if you zoom in here, you will see what appears to be a signature of Vasundhara Raje, what is allegedly her signature on a document in which she supported an immigration application for Lalit Modi in 2011, an immigration application in which she has extensively given her reasoning in 21 different points, in 21 different paragraphs about why she believes that Lalit Modi should be given, should be allowed to reside in the UK, and a very damaging document in which she has said she wants in this entire testimony to be hidden from authorities here in India. This is allegedly Vasundhara Raje's signature. It has not been denied by her. It has not been confirmed by her either. We're still waiting for a statement. Sunil Prabhu will be joining us shortly to take us through what this document says. Barkha is also here in the studio with us. Let me go to Barkha first on this. The entire defense, Barkha, that the BJP had until now was that where is the signature? Yeah. This looks like the signature. Of course, we cannot independently verify that, but no one's denied that this is her signature. And if it is, does this seal her fate? Or do you think the BJP is still confused about what to do?
Nidhi, I don't think the BJP has a strategy ready. In fact, I think the controversy has already thrown the BJP into disarray. You saw that when RK Singh lashed out to the party for helping what he called a bhagoda. That's the word he used for Lalit Modi. You saw that when one of its spokespeople said on NDTV that Lalit Modi was the victim of Sonia Gandhi's witch hunt. And you see that in their first responses to this document. You have the document, I have the document. Sunil Prabhu got us this document. The Congress has put it into the public domain. In my opinion, this is really damaging for Vasundhara Raje. There is no coming back from this. The party first argued, where's the signature? Now that the signature is there, are they really going to try and suggest it's forged? In which case, why have we not heard a detailed rebuttal from the Rajasthan Chief Minister thus far?
Actually, we haven't heard a detailed rebuttal from her at all this entire week. Let's just go across to Sunil Prabhu, who was at that Congress press conference where Jairam Ramesh and other leaders actually released these documents. Sunil, take us through some of the key points. We know we had a few pages of these documents earlier in the week. There were just a few pages released. Now you have her entire testimony, and now you have this apparent signature of hers as well. What are the key takeaways from these documents?
Well, clearly, Nidhi, the focus of that press conference today was really to disclose the signature that we are all talking about. But really, they didn't get into those 21 points, and those 21 points which are really damning, as Barkha was pointing out, and we've all noticed, especially in the light of the fact that no less than the finance minister of our country, Arun Jaitley, before leaving for the United States, had made it clear that Lalit Modi was an absconder. There was a blue corner notice issued against him. He was wanted by the DRI and the Enforcement Directorate. They had evidence against him, and they are pursuing those cases, and it's under active investigation. Having said that, the fact of the matter is today that the Congress was trying to make is that now that the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, when she was the leader of the opposition, had done what was completely unacceptable and untenable for her to continue today as the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, of supporting a fugitive and saying that this was a campaign not against Lalit Modi, who was wanted by Indian authorities at that time and even today, but also that it was a campaign against not only him but herself too. And I read that operative part where she says very clearly, that is point number 16, that I have no doubt whatsoever that these cases were instigated with the active or tacit support of the ruling Congress party in Rajasthan as a means of continuing the smear campaign against Lalit and by association me. She goes on to say that I will not comment upon those conflicts that never involved me directly. What is clear, however, is that they have only served to exacerbate Lalit's difficulties with the ruling Congress party.
So just stay with us because I want to touch on those various points that you talked about. I'll go to Harsha first and then come back to Barkha on this. Harsha's there joining us from Jaipur. Now Harsha, is there any word at all from Vasundhara Raje, from her office, from her aides, anything at all? Because she gave that one sound bite when the story first broke saying, I don't know what documents you're talking about. She didn't even deny it. So is there anything she's saying at all? All right, I think we have an audio problem. I'm going to take that to Barkha. on the points that Sunil specifically raised, where she is seen to be basically saying that Lalit Modi is the victim of a government witch hunt, which, as you pointed out, is what one of the BJP spokespersons also said. The problem here is, despite her personal relationship with Lalit Modi's family, she was leader of the opposition in Rajasthan at that time. It's a constitutional post. Therefore, this will become a difficult one for the government to wriggle out of.
You know, I remember a very senior BJP leader telling me about 4 days ago, this before the BJP decided to back Raje. Please remember that there were about 4 days of silence from the BJP, and they threw her weight around her, obviously didn't do their due diligence. Obviously, these documents existed. On what basis did the BJP publicly come out and support Vasundhara Raje when they did? Did they hope that Lalit Modi would not leak the documents? Was there some secret deal struck with Lalit Modi? By the way, sources close to Lalit Modi suggesting that these documents have been leaked by the UK government to settle scores with Keith Vaz. So that's a whole different wheel within wheel. But to your question, what's really damaging for the BJP is, as a constitutional post holder, Vasundhara Raje deals with a foreign government testifying against her own government, going against her country's position outside India. Remember, parties can have differences on home soil. Had she taken this position in India, not damaging. She's entitled to her view. She goes and signs a covert document.
Says, I don't want my assistants to become known to Indian authorities.
Most damaging part. Yeah. That's what nails her, and what it does for the BJP. Remember, the BJP positions itself as nationalist. BJP's USP is we are more nationalistic than the others. The Congress is often ready in talks with Pakistan and being soft on terrorism. It isn't nationalist. We come from the background of the RSS. We are nationalists. How are they going to call Vasundhara Raje a nationalist?
Okay, I'm going to go back to Harsha. I think we have Harsha back with us. Harsha, sorry, we couldn't hear you earlier, but any reaction at all from Vasundhara Raje? Anything at all?
Well, not today, Nidhi. Earlier in the day, she had gone to attend a program at the BJP office, and there again, people did try to speak to her, and they said, "Ki madam, aap bahut pareshan lag rahi hai," and she said, "Kahe ko pareshan?" So, you know, the fact that she has signed these documents, it's obviously something that she has also known, right? You know, her entire body language, of course, has been that she's been keeping a low profile. She's not come out except for that yoga day celebrations that she did come to, and we've been talking to sources close to the chief minister. Well, her entire defense seemed to be focused on the Lalit Modi Dushyant deal, where she did say that her son has done nothing wrong. But as far as this thing is concerned, her signing of the documents, apart from saying that she has no knowledge of these, she has not said anything further on this. Though we do know that senior ministers have gone into her residence to meet her. So obviously a high-level meeting going on there, and I think much of it will now depend on the stand that the central leadership takes, because remember, Gadkari did come out of his way to support Vasundhara Raje. Rajnath Singh also seemed to be saying no resignations are required. So really, I think the entire thing now will depend a lot on the signals that she gets from the party leadership.
All right, so let's take that question to Rahul Srivastav, my colleague who covers the BJP here in Delhi. Rahul, what is the sense you're getting? Because this is a story that has been brewing for several days. Initially, the BJP central leadership didn't defend her. Then they came out and decided to defend her and Dushyant Singh. And now you have what appears to be her signature. Any word at all from leaders here about how they're going to deal with this?
Largely, what we can say right now, it's virtually the silence of chaos rules the BJP. Most of the leaders are not ready to talk. But what we can say is that the BJP took nearly 3 days to come out in defense of Vasundhara Raje. And at that time, we were told that that happened after there was amount of due diligence, that people had talked to her, there was certain amount of verification of facts, and after that this has happened. In fact, we were told that the government was more focusing on the BJP on how these documents were coming out. But now it seems that the BJP will have to start looking at it. What we are being told, that some BJP leaders are already looking at what has been released. Now, if these documents are being looked at now, does it mean that Vasundhara Raje did not present the complete picture to the BJP, or the BJP did not have access to these documents? A lot will depend on what transpires. Definitely there is a sense of worry in the BJP, because they feel that after this kind of affidavit, a testimony by Vasundhara Raje, there is definitely a question mark which the BJP cannot hide. the BJP's biggest problem is that linked to this Vasundhara Raje Lalit Modi issue is Sushma Swaraj, the External Affairs Minister. If Vasundhara Raje is acted against, what happens to Sushma Swaraj? Because the Congress and the opposition is next target will be Sushma Swaraj, and the next will be Smriti Irani, the HRD Minister. The BJP will, if it goes and takes the accountability plank, then it will have to be equitable as far as the plank is concerned.
That's a good point, Rahul, and I'm going to take that to Barkha because, you know, in a sense, when it rains, it pours. Look at what a day it's been for the BJP. You've got this controversy with Vasundhara, the Sushma Rao isn't over yet, Smriti Irani is in that degree Rao, Pankaj Munde is in a,
Nidhi, there was a joke on Twitter today that the RSS spells trouble for the BJP, but in this case, the RSS stands for Raje Sushma Smriti. So that's the joke doing the rounds on social media, but it's, I'm very intrigued.
It's a dilemma though.
It's a dilemma, but I have a slightly different take from what Rahul said, and Rahul can also come into this. I have a feeling that maybe the Raje story has actually deflected from the Sushma controversy. And I wonder if that was deliberate. I wonder if it was deliberate because the BJP took a lot longer in deciding to support Raje. We do know that Sushma Swaraj's husband, Swaraj Kaushal, is quite close to Lalit Modi. Did Lalit Modi bowl a bouncer to get Raje out, whom he's fallen out with for the last 2 years, close friendship turned sour, to actually take the public focus off Sushma? And also, you must talk to Rahul about the internal dynamics that are playing out here. There's the Jaitley camp and the Sushma camp. There's Jaitley's position on Lalit Modi. There's Sushma's position on Lalit Modi. We don't know what Narendra Modi's position is. The Congress alleges that Modi and Modi are close. That at the time when Gautam Adani wanted to bid,
hasn't said a word on this.
And at the time when Gautam Adani, known to be close to him, bid for the Ahmedabad franchise, Lalit Modi helped them when Mr. Modi, as in Narendra Modi, was still the Gujarat Chief Minister. So, you know, I also feel this has split the BJP wide open and exposed its fault lines.
You know, let me just go across to our first political reactions this hour with Sudhanshu Mittal, spokesperson of the BJP. Tavleen Singh is joining us tonight from Mumbai, Ashish Khaitan of AAP, and Sankarshan Thakur of the Telegraph also joining us this evening. Sudhanshu Mittal, let me ask you first, what is your reaction to the fact that now, until now, your party was saying, where is the signature? Now it looks like the signature is there. Do you think that Vasundhara Raje's position is tenable?
Firstly, I am not the spokesperson of the BJP, so I think this
well, you're sitting with a lovely BJP background behind you, but anyway.
I have been an activist of the BJP and I'm entitled to use that background.
All right, so what is your position then on this?
The position is very simple. These documents have been released just now. I think we'll all wait for what Vasundhara ji has to say on the matter, in terms of its authenticity, in terms of the contents, and only after what she has to say about the matter can anybody take a position on this. Prior to that, defending it or castigating Vasundhara ji, I don't think would be the right political reaction.
But Sudhanshu Mittal, would you concede that if she admits this is her signature, and by the way, she's had 2 hours to deny it, which she hasn't. 2 hours is a long time.
A week to deny
and a week to deny it also.
Documents,
So she's not done any of that. If indeed this is proved beyond doubt that this is her signature, would you concede that her position is difficult and untenable, that she has to go?
As I said, you know, a hypothetical answer to untenability of the position and all that, I don't think that
it's
is
not
required at the
hypothetical
moment
anymore.
right now. Allow me to speak. Allow me to speak. Much will depend on what she has to say about the documents. These have just been released by the Congress. We've known how falsifications have taken place in the past. I do not want to dismiss these documents as false. I do not want to say, no, they are the right documents. I don't want to take sides on it. Unless the person who is accused of it has to say something on this. And you said to us, I mean, on an issue as important and as vital as this, I think the person must be given an opportunity to come and explain what it is.
Well, you know, if it was a fake signature, Ashish Khaitan, and somebody put my allegedly fake signature on a document, I would be out within 2 seconds to say this is fake, screaming that it's fake. And the whole week we've heard nothing from Vasundhara Raje. The very fact that not just Sudhanshu Mittal but other BJP leaders tonight have actually reacted with some caution. They're not going all out in her defense today either. They're being cautious, saying let her speak. Does that tell you that there's a lot of trouble for her, Ashish?
See, it is clear as daylight that Vasundhara Raje has not come out so far and denied that this is not her signature, number one. Number two, you are right that if somebody had forged your signature or my signature, we would have come out screaming that look, there is a forgery in my name and I would register an FIR. We are dealing here with a constitutional authority. Today, she is the chief minister of a state called Rajasthan. At the time she signed, allegedly signed this document, she was the leader of opposition. Now, in either case, she is a public personality. Today, she is holding a constitutional post. And according to my knowledge, I don't know what is the knowledge of the BJP spokesperson on this, the leader of opposition is also a constitutional post. When a person holding a constitutional post, swearing allegiance to the Constitution of India, goes out and signs a document like this, which goes against your own country, against the law of your own country, which tantamounts to selling out your own nation, then I think it either deserves a full-fledged investigation or an FIR saying that, look, this is forged, this is fake, and we will go to the depth of it, somebody is forging or faking these documents. But
no, so
silence
Ashish,
is not an
saying
option.
it deserves an independent probe at the very least. Ashish, what you're saying is that there at the very least needs to be an independent probe into this. You're saying that apart from everything else, there at least needs to be yes. And therefore, she would have to step down.
Absolutely.
While
And to me, Nidhi, this is a crime. What we have on our hands is a crime. It's a crime committed by a public servant. It's not a crime of a private individual. It's a crime committed by a public servant.
Okay, Sudhanshu wants to respond to that, and then I'll open this up to the commentators.
So it requires intervention right from the top, from the office of the Prime Minister himself.
Okay, Sudhanshu.
Can I speak now?
Yes.
Unlike the party of Mr. Khetan, which quickly and vociferously and with all its might and vigor defends and reacts instantly to forgeries and falsehoods, I think we want to be responsible about what we have to say in the matter.
Right.
And I think in the fitness of things and in the fairness of things, a measured response to this is what should be given by any political
we're
party.
hearing now that the
Because
BJP has asked Vasundhara Raje for an explanation. There is an official explanation that has been sought from her, Mr. Mittal. Let me just interrupt you briefly to go across to my colleague Rahul, who's bringing us that story right now. Rahul, we understand that they have asked her to explain. What more do you have on that? Who is she to explain to?
Nidhi, what we can say is that the BJP President Amit Shah has appointed two senior leaders as points person. One of them we can talk about is Mr. JP Nadda, who is the General Secretary in charge of Rajasthan as far as the BJP is concerned. These leaders have been asked to talk directly to Vasundhara Raje, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. One, the authenticity of the documents which have been put out by the Congress today, and that forms the basis for her demand for a resignation. The explanation has been sound, are these documents authentic? That beyond that, it is also that the BJP will be examining all these documents. What we are hearing, though it's not been corroborated yet, that Vasundhara Raje might be asked directly, where exactly is the copy of your affidavit which you had sent? Did you send an affidavit like this? And that process, because last time around when Vasundhara Raje's name had come out, at that time there was a rumor and there was a buzz that Vasundhara Raje is very unhappy with the fact, and 150 of her supporters
Rahul, this is Barkha here. Just wanted to ask you a question and then I'll hand it back to Nidhi. Why didn't the BJP check all this before they decided to support her? They obviously calculated on this document not coming out.
Barkha, that's exactly what I said when I was earlier talking to you, that the BJP came out in defense and said that these documents were not authentic, and also the fact that they have already, the issue has been discussed with Vasundhara Raje. Somewhere either the BJP thought that the documents may not come out, or at that time the BJP did not have a clear idea what kind of inputs it received from Vasundhara Raje. A lot would have depended also on that, and that is why Amit Shah, the BJP president, there is definitely a sense of worry right now, because what we are told is that these two leaders are right now talking directly to Vasundhara Raje, are trying to find out what exactly are the facts. Because given what you were also mentioning, right now the position is very difficult, but the position of the BJP is also difficult, because though one can say that this may overshadow as far as the news headlines are concerned, but for the opposition, these are all directly related issues. First, if it is Vasundhara, then they will definitely be Sushma Swaraj.
Yes, they will link it to Sushma Swaraj, and they will link it to the other cases that are coming out as well. Let me take this to Sankarshan and to Tavleen Singh. To Sankarshan first. Sankarshan, do you believe that her position therefore becomes untenable, or do you think that the BJP may just brazen it out and see how it goes for a few days?
Listen, if these documents are authentic, it'll be very difficult for the BJP or Vasundhara Raje to brazen it out. I mean, you know, at the moment, as things stand, Nidhi, to me, the Prime Minister's scam India taunt lies seriously blunted. I mean, that was one of the issues on which they matted the UPA, and this whole politics of, oh, you committed this transgression, so we are also allowed to commit this transgression, or have leeway on transgressions. You did this, so I am also allowed to do this. It doesn't work. And certainly not for a government that built such a capital and profited from the capital of the UPA 2 being a scam-ridden, paralyzed, Prime Minister unable to take on corrupt ministers. You know, it is a very untenable situation at the moment. And so the authenticity of these documents is critical. Now, what I'm wondering is, did the BJP count on this document not coming out, or did the BJP leadership not even know
I doubt that
these
Sankarshan.
Documents existed?
I doubt that, Sankarshan.
You know, we don't know. Yeah, well, we can doubt that, which is what I'm saying.
No, I think every BJP leader I was speaking to privately was saying that, well, you know, now the onus is on Lalit Modi to prove that this affidavit is true or false.
So you think...
But the onus has always been for the Rajasthan Chief Minister to come and say...
I think one section of the BJP did think it would not come out, and I think it's significant that it was Nitin Gadkari who went and backed Vasundhara Raje publicly. All of these are people not seen to be favourites of Narendra Modi. I think we are overlooking the internal churn that's going on in the BJP
So
right
is that what this story is really about? Tavleen Singh, what about the Prime Minister's silence? Can Narendra Modi afford to be silent on this issue anymore? Does he need to speak up and say something?
Of course he does. It looks very, very bad because it's been very badly handled right from the time that we first heard about Sushma's links with Lalit Modi. Okay, I need to clarify that Vasundhara Raje is an old friend of mine. So what I'm going to say is, I'm saying with great sadness, that I think that she has handled it worse than any of the other people.
That's very
in
brave
this
of you to
thing,
say, Tavleen. Very brave of you to say that.
On day one, it's not brave, it's, you know, either you put the country first or you don't, and I do put the country first.
Sure.
And which is why I'm saying that on day one, she would have known that these documents existed, and she would have known that she signed them. Nobody signs a document like this, or any kind of document, and forgets about it. And so had she said that she did this and asked for secrecy because she feared that the government was hostile to her, that would have been understandable. But to try and make Lalit Modi sound like a political victim is wrong. And so if, you know, if she didn't know, well, that's sort of unforgivable. And if she did know, that's unforgivable. So, you know, basically, my advice to her as a friend would be resign before it gets any worse. But the one thing that I want to say is that the amateurishness of the BJP's handling of this crisis is shocking. And it's really time that the Prime Minister spoke up and took control.
And do you believe that, you know, one of the BJP's defenses, Tavleen, and, you know, since you have been very upfront and, you know, being her friend, you've said that you would advise her to step down. Do you believe that one of the biggest transgressions has been the fact that she was leader of the opposition at that time, that it was extremely poor judgment on her part to have signed a document like this, that she didn't want to you know, become known to Indian authorities, and because of the constitutional position that she held, you know, that is why we're talking about this today. This was not about a private sort of interaction between two individuals and two family friends.
Yeah, no. You've got to put it in a little perspective, and I'm going to put it in perspective for you. Lalit's wife is sick, and she's a very good friend of Vasundhara, and maybe you know, Lalit. I also want to say that I actually believe that Lalit is a victim of a media trial. I really believe that he wasn't given half a chance to explain his position, and because of his hubris and his bumptiousness, etc., you know, basically there's not a single charge against him in any court in India.
But Tavleen, should he have run away?
Not one.
But
So
Tavleen,
in
if
5
he
years,
is the victim of a media trial, should he have run away? Tavleen, should he have run away?
Yeah. Barkha, can I?
Sure.
All right, listen to me. If I were him, I would have run away, because look what you've done to Mr. Sahara. What's his name? You know, the one, he's in jail for a year because he can't come up with 10,000 pounds, 10,000 crores. So, you know, I mean, there's something very wrong happening with the rule of law in India. And if he thought that he was going to end up in jail, he may have taken the decision to go out there and fight his case, which he's been doing in a very bumptious manner. But I think that Vasundhara may have tried to help him because Minal was sick, and she was doing it as a friend. She put her friendship
But you can't do that.
above
I think that's
her
the point,
constitutional
Sankarshan, that
position.
look,
That
she
was
may
a
have had
decision.
I understand what you're saying, Tavleen,
I
that she
know,
may
I
have had a
agree.
personal relationship.
When you're occupying a,
yes, exactly. When you're occupying a constitutional position, can you do this?
You cannot do it. And to having done that, you have to own up to it. I'm sorry, now she is Chief Minister of a state.
Yeah.
You have to either own up to it or come up and say, I spit on this piece of paper because it is not genuine.
Yeah.
We have not heard the Rajasthan Chief Minister say either.
I agree with you.
You know, absolutely. Ashish Khaitan, the point though is that will the opposition, whether it is the Congress, and we will have Sachin Pilot up shortly, or the AAP, are you going to link this issue to that it's not just about Vasundhara Raje, that it's also about Sushma Swaraj, that it's also about Smriti Irani and now possibly Pankaja Munde? Is this like a domino effect that's happening?
See, what we are seeing today is a very cozy club of the rich and powerful. You have a chief minister, you have top politicians, you have cricket administrators, you have top lawyers, you have top columnists, like the one who was speaking just before me. You know, it's a club. It's a club of the powerful. They bat for each other. They bat for each other because they care for each other's wives, they care for each other's children. One second, let me complete. Let me complete.
You don't have a little cozy club.
Let me complete. Let me complete.
Yeah, well,
let me complete. No, we are trying to break that cozy club. We are trying to break that cozy club. Absolutely. Let me complete, ma'am. Let me complete.
To make your own little cozy club.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yes, Mr. Mittal, just give me a second.
Let me just complete.
Don't make personal comments or I will interrupt you.
Aam Aadmi Party stands against this cozy club. Aam Aadmi Party, then I will not let you speak, ma'am. Aam Aadmi Party stands against this cozy club. What we are seeing today, because Lalit Modi, you know, can travel around, can party around. After 3 days of his wife's surgery, he can party in one of the most exotic locales. So there are bleeding hearts who are out there to support him. I am asking how many under trials are languishing in the jails of this country who also have a similar case. They also may be innocent. They may also be having sick wife or sick children who are not getting enough proper medical care. Nobody, no public representative like Vasundhara Raje,
they don't get the government of India to
signs documents for them.
Travel documents for them.
Signs documents for them. Stands as witness for them. Why don't you stand as a witness for under trials in Chhattisgarh?
Okay, let me just ask Barkha a quick question. She has to leave because she's also anchoring in half an hour.
For them.
No, the point, Barkha, is how much does this hurt the Prime Minister? How much does this hurt this government?
Ashish, let me make a point.
Just let me make a point.
Ashish, let me make a point and then I've got to go. Ashish, let me make a point. I think something we have not spoken about, Nidhi, is why is the Prime Minister silent and why is the BJP finding it difficult to act against Sushma Swaraj and Vasundhara Raje? Sushma Swaraj is no favourite of Narendra Modi. And I put out something for you to think about. Did Sushma Swaraj really decide on her own to not appeal in the Supreme Court against the judgment that restored Lalit Modi's passport? Or did she have the agreement of that from the highest authority, which is the Prime Minister himself? Is that the reason the Prime Minister is not acting against Sushma Swaraj? Because it was a collective decision of the government that could implicate the Prime Minister himself, point one. And point two, in Rajasthan, is the Prime Minister willing to deal with Vasundhara Raje as a force of opposition? She has a strong base. What if she becomes a kind of third party? What if she breaks away?
She could break the party.
But the first question, was Sushma alone in deciding not to appeal, or did Narendra Modi give the sense to that
Those are questions,
point?
Barkha. Thanks a lot for joining us. Barkha is going to be back with, at 9 with more on this story. But let me just get Sachin Pilot, who joins us this evening from Jaipur. Sachin, the story changes tonight, doesn't it? The story completely changes with these documents. If these documents are authentic, Vasundhara Raje, you believe, has no leg to stand on in Rajasthan.
I think the BJP did its best to try and procrastinate the inevitable for 8 or 9 days, to keep denying, to keep giving clean chits. But the truth had to prevail. The documents are now out. And the interesting part is, Nidhi, that nobody in the BJP ever said that these documents don't exist. because perhaps they knew that the signed document is floating around somewhere. But now, to my mind, it's not about individuals, about the party breaking up, government formation, etc. Now it's about principles. Now in this country, are we going to have two laws? For example, if an average citizen of India were to sign an affidavit and help Lalit Modi, that person would be picked up by the agencies and asked questions later. But because you are a high up official or a government minister or chief minister in the BJP, the rules don't apply. Now this credibility crunch is going to bite the Prime Minister, and like Barkha was saying, ultimately it will start pointing towards Mr. Narendra Modi if he doesn't speak up even now. I mean, after all, how long can you deny the inevitable, the undeniable? There is absolutely nothing to save the Chief Minister now. Because she has to put in her papers. The only way we can have a probe into all the multiple allegations coming out almost every hour now for the last week or so is that she vacates her position, gives in her papers. There is criminal culpability, there is legality, there is constitution. As a leader of opposition, a public servant, an MLA, how can you sign a document supporting a fugitive of law and then say don't show this to anybody in India? That means you knew you're breaking the law. Transgression of law, morality, legality, all these things will not, will not allow her to function. Therefore, I believe that she must give in her papers, and it is about time that the BJP stops playing game and starts to look, foolish, but if I can use that word.
I'm going to take this point about the Prime Minister in a little more depth, and we'll have Sambit Patra joining us shortly. But I'll take this to Sankarshan. That Sankarshan, you said at the beginning that this, dents that entire sort of claim that the PM kept making we are not scam tainted, and we are this is a party with a difference. This is all about good governance. Does he have any choice but to speak out on this matter? How severely does this dent the Prime Minister and this government?
Nidhi, at the cost of repeating myself, I have to say that the big picture state of play in New Delhi, as I see it now, is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Scam India versus Scheme India taunt to the UPA, which he made on foreign soil, is very badly dented. And I think something should have been happening now, if not in the weeks, in the couple of weeks that have lapsed, or 1 week that has lapsed. Some emergency moves to salvage the situation, because your image is taking a blow, several blows each day, and the Prime Minister is not speaking. The party, the top rungs of the party are not speaking. You have this one minister or that minister sent out to make these obligatory statements of no, we are behind this, we are behind. The Home Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, today made an astounding statement saying, we are not the UPA, this is an NDA Sarkar, our ministers won't resign. I mean, what are we to make of that? What are we to make of that?